How's it going out there, everyone? W.F.S, your doctor here today, and today we have got some incredible things to talk about. Rumors, stories about these rumors, and possibly confirming these rumors. What is the one thing that so many people have wanted to tell Alec Kurtzman and those people at Secret Hideout? What is that one thing that everyone has been dying to tell them?
You are terminated.
It's been a long time coming, but everyone should be excited about this. Insider scoop, Alec Kurtzman is out at Star Trek and complete reboot is coming. Rumors have been swirling all year long that Alec Kurtzman and Secret Hideout would not be getting renewed at Paramount Skydance, and now an insider who spoke with Fandom Pulse has confirmed this information and is giving more details on the showrunner's exit. Okay, so we've all heard this, or at least a lot of us have heard this in the past, that in this past year there have been rumors circulating that Alec Kurtzman and Secret Hideout have basically been told, you're done. You need to leave the production studio. You need to have all principal photography done by year end, 2025's end. And now it appears that that rumor is true. Now an insider at CBS has confirmed with Fandom Pulse that Alec Kurtzman and Secret Hideout are not going to be renewed, and that Paramount Skydance has a different way forward. We are told that Alec Kurtzman and Secret Hideout have until December 15, 2025 to wrap up and get out of the studio, which confirms the rumors about speeding up the shooting and the current series under contract. So now that we know that Alec Kurtzman is fired or done and Secret Hideout is finished, the question needs to be asked, is anything that they've done over the years going to be relevant? Are they still going to use it? For many fans, Star Trek under Kurtzman has been a train wreck, and a lot of what he has done and his company has done has been nothing short of violating Star Trek canon. I know that a lot of people out there seem to think that I get carried away with the canon, but the history of this franchise is important, and so much damage has been done to it, I don't know if enough fans are going to be hanging around to see what Star Trek does next. Alright, let's be honest about this. From the Star Trek movies in 2009 all the way up to Strange New Worlds. While Strange New Worlds does get a lot more credit for being more like Star Trek, it still doesn't change the fact that so many people have a problem with it. So now that Secret Hideout is out and Alec Kurtzman is gone, the question still needs to be asked. Does anything that they have done since, 2017, does any of that matter? Is it still relevant? Will it be used in anything coming? It's an interesting question that needs to be asked here. And since we're on the subject of whether or not modern day Star Trek is going to be relevant in the new era at Paramount, take a look at this Deadline article. New Star Trek movie is in works at Paramount from Jonathan Goldstein and Jonathan Francis Daly. Plot details are being kept under wraps, but the sources say Goldstein and Daly's film is completely a new take on the Star Trek universe and not connected to any previous or current television series, movie, or prior movie development project. This pitch in line with Skydance founder David Ellison's recent comments on an earnings call where he said the next Star Trek film will not be a sequel in the Chris Pine-led series, but something different with new actors. So right there, that answers that part of the question. The new Star Trek movie will not have any connection to anything that Kurtzman or his people have done, which asks another question though. What will happen to the new version of Captain Kirk? So many people were really excited about this. A lot of people gave Paul Wesley a decent amount of credit for his interpretation of a younger version of James T. Kirk. And there was a lot of talk that once Strange New Worlds ended its final 5th season, that they would be starting off the first adventures of the Enterprise under Captain Kirk's command as Paul Wesley playing the character. But from all the indicators right now, it sounds like Paul is about to be given the door. Regardless of what happens with Paul Wesley, though, there is one thing that I really do believe must happen in order for Star Trek to start returning to a full, prosperous franchise. And that is the exclusion of Jonathan Frakes. I'm sorry, Jonathan, but I honestly believe as good intentions as much as you may have had good intentions for helping Star Trek, I honestly believe that you have helped hurt it. Jonathan's interactions with Star Trek lately have been somewhat questionable. While I loved him in the third season of Picard, when you consider some of the other things that he's done with his involvement in Star Trek, like the short treks, where he's doing the worst contact, where a bunch of aliens that invent a warp drive, but the way that they see greetings is to pick their nose and rub it and share it with other people. This is just a very stupid, yes, it was supposed to be comical, I get it, but this is just an example of how Jonathan has not been doing well. He was involved with some of the episodes in Star Trek Discovery, which he absolutely promoted as being great stuff. He's also been involved with the new Starfleet Academy, which he says is a great addition to the Star Trek franchise. And I'm sorry, but when you consider how Star Trek Discovery has done so much damage to the Star Trek universe, and I know people out there are going to argue with me about it, but it's just the way I feel about it. And not only me, but a lot of people feel that Discovery was the beginnings of a devastating blow to Star Trek. Jonathan's been involved with it. He's been involved with a couple of episodes in Picard seasons 1 and 2, directing those, as well as now being involved with Starfleet Academy. It now brings to mind a question about his judgment and what he really considers as being good Star Trek. So for those reasons, I think that Paramount and Skydance needs to not involve him with any future projects regarding Star Trek. A new Star Trek film could be the very thing we need to reset and bring all the fans back. If the story is right, who knows how well it could be received and what adventures could be in store for this next crew in the Star Trek universe. One thing is definitely certain in all of this: whether or not they actually are ditching all the work that has been done under Kurtzman and crew and resetting completely and starting off with a whole new adventure for a whole different vessel in Star Trek, we are definitely in for some interesting times. I want to hear your thoughts and comments on this. Would a new Star Trek, completely broken away from everything that's been done since 2017, would a new Star Trek help revitalize it, or have enough fans walked away from it to just say enough and Paramount is just wasting their time? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this, so please drop those comments below and let me know. Until the next time, my friends, God bless.